Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's raining here. It's miserable. Work all week, wake up to rain. What a joy, right? How was your week? Topic of the live today. Well, start out with anyway. Is what has anxiety taken from you? What has it stolen from us? What has it done? What has it taken that There's so many things you want to do, right? But we can't accomplish them or do them because of anxiety, right? How do we overcome that? How do we find ways to approach them situations or take our lives back? For me, obviously, when I found out what the hell was going on with me with anxiety, I obviously went to the doctors, right? And I got diagnosed. Well, I also went to counseling and a therapist, and they also said, ADHD and anxiety, depression. So I got medicine, right? But then I decided, if I want to see the world, or not the world, but yeah, the world and the United States, I got to fly, right? I got to be able to fly. So I had to overcome my anxiety and the fear of flying, right? Do I take my medicine every day? Yes. Do I have to take a Xanax to get on a plane? Yes. But I might be at the point where I don't need to do that no more, right? But I decided, it was time to take my life back, right? If I want to see shit, if I want to experience things, there's things I want to see in this, before I die. So the only way to do that was face my fears and my anxieties and go do it, right? And then once you do it and realize it's just the way you're approaching it and it's the thought, right? The thoughts that you have about the situation, and you can get your life back. It's pretty amazing. I'm sure anybody that's on here that has dealt with anxiety has lost something in their life, right? They couldn't make it to the event, they couldn't make it to the game, they couldn't go to the store, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. So it's very difficult sometimes, until you get your anxiety under control. Yeah, I mean, it has taken a lot from a lot of people, and it's a shame. On the topic to start with today. I don't know why these people come in here and do that, but how you been, Adam? Good morning. Morning, Joanne. How are you? I was diagnosed with fear anxiety growing up. Was bullied. Um, Wait a minute, Adam. Here's the link if anyone wants it. I was diagnosed. Sorry, dude. I was diagnosed with severe anxiety growing up. I was bullied. Went out. I used to watch over my shoulder and it scared me big time. And now it doesn't. Yeah, man. Anxiety and it's a shame. It's hard. It's tough. Um, it's hard to overcome. I used to have it waiting in line. I couldn't even wait in line. I wait out in the parking lot until the store is empty, right? A little convenience store, my local convenience store, just so I could get whatever I needed. I didn't like to have people behind me. I couldn't walk through the mall. I thought I was gonna faint or pass out. Bridges, going over bridges, walking on bridges. My job, I got to do that, right? Um, what are some other things that really driving on the highway, just driving in general? I used to get it really bad. You know what I mean? Good morning. Um, there's so many things that give people anxiety, and it's so hard to overcome sometimes. And then and then when I went to the doc, that's when I cut out caffeine, right? Because that was part of it too. Yeah, man, it does. It could be, I mean, I get it in the shower, right? Like I don't know why I get it in the shower because I just start thinking about all this crazy shit for some reason when I'm showering. It hasn't happened in weeks, right? Because I'm doing all these extra things to get better, you know? Um, I'm doing all these things to clear my mind, and that's what we gotta do. That's what works for me, you know? Everyone's different, but for me, you know, doing this in the morning, um, running in the cold plunge, you know, it all helps me mentally, right? It all helps me release all that shit I need to get out of my mind, all the bad thoughts, all the depression, anxiety. All right, man. Yeah, I tuned in yesterday to your live. It was pretty good. There's some things, you know, I disagree with some people, but that's that's whatever, right? We all have our own opinions when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, what anyone that's in here, what has anxiety taken from you? You know, what has it's sad. It's sad to realize, you know, you talk to people and you bring this up, right? Um, oh, I can't do that. My anxiety's too bad. You know, I can't go there. My anxiety's too bad. I can't do this. My anxiety's too bad. You know, it's pretty sad. We should be able to do whatever we choose to do, right? Like I used to be anxious to do this, but now I'm not anxious to do this no more because it helps me, right? For any item at the store, no reason at all, even when I had money. Just yeah, I know it's so crazy, right, Megan? I used to get anxious ordering food on the phone. Has anyone ever done like you're on the phone, dude? That person ain't even in your vicinity. But I get anxiety. I couldn't even order something over the phone. It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Good morning. How are you, Ben? How's your situation going? Yeah, helps others too. Yeah. If you know how to face reality and think positive always and surround all your pains to God. Yeah. Yeah. God is a huge help. You know, some people don't believe. Some people have their own higher power. Some people do their thing. Yeah, anything, paying bills, right? Being late on bills, work. You know, how it's hard to go to work when you're anxious. It's hard to go to work when you're having anxiety. Like, it's hard. You got it approved. How do you, what are you on it for? Is that Social Security? But yeah, it affects people in so many ways. You know, it takes a lot from a lot of people, and it's sad. How you doing from Australia, Smith? Thanks for being here. Where's everybody from anyway? It's all in here. I know some people in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense, right? If you can't work, um, Australia, PA, um, Adam's from the UK. Man, it's cool, man. There's people all over the world, and you know, we all live in different parts of the world, right? And we all have different backgrounds. We're all from different, you know, races or religions or whatever, right? But it affects everybody, you know. It affects everybody. You know, for me, I believe we're all one race, right? I mean, the color of our skin shouldn't separate us from. We're all human, right? What does that matter? What's it matter where we came from? What's it matter? You know, I mean, the point that does matter about that is, you know, the different situations we grew up with, right? We all didn't grow up the same. We all didn't have the same family. We all didn't have the same support, the same parents. You know, we were all treated different, right? Sydney, Australia. Thanks for being here, Anna. Um, Davis says sleep. Severe housing crisis at the moment in Australia. What can you explain a little more? Yeah, we all bleed red, right? Yeah. Um, yeah. Elaborate on that a little. You mean like with like foreclosing? Yeah, it says no one can carry anxiety but except yourself. Be there. It's hard, but you have to keep on fighting. Don't give other people don't give other people defeat you in a situation here. Yeah, at the end of the day, right, we can control it, right? But it's not that easy, I get that comment every day. I post something and every day I get the same, at least one person will comment, I talk about this a lot, but they'll comment. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I know, right? When I post things, now not everything I post relates to me, right? But a lot of it does. So I am you, right? When I talk, I'm not talking at you. I'm talking about us, right? When I speak and the things I say, it's to help me as well, I'm not better than anybody that's there. This ain't about me, this is about us, right? This is why I ask questions. This is why I want your input. This is why it says what it says at the bottom of the screen, as you can read. Lisa, self-harm. What is going on? Talk to us. It sucks. Everything. Yeah. Everything is having depression combo. Yeah, it is horrible. I had to totally agree with you, right? Because at one point, you might be able to conquer your anxiety, right? And then your depression comes in, right? And vice versa. A lot of people say depression causes anxiety, or is it the other way around? Anxiety causes depression. I don't really know. I don't really think, for me anyway, like being depressed, I'm not anxious. Because depressed, I just feel numb. I don't want to do shit. So there's nothing to be anxious about, right? I'm not anxious in that situation. If I don't feel like doing anything, I just feel like a pile of shit, right? I'm not anxious at all, right? And now anxiety, if you can't do things that you want to do, right? And I never really thought about this till right now. And I'm just speaking. I never really thought about this. It's just coming off my head right here. But that's the depression part. But anxiety now, I'm looking at the words here. Anxiety, when it holds you back from doing things, right? So say I wanted to go to the football game, or I wanted to go to the gym. That's another place I used to have bad anxiety, or the store, or I wanted to go to the movies, or I wanted to go to that play. I wanted to go to whatever, right? So the anxiety stops you from doing that, right? And then, now that I think about this, once anxiety stops you from doing something you love, right, and it keeps you away from what you want to do, what would happen next? Depression, right? Now you're depressed because your anxiety is holding you back from doing what you want to do. I never thought of it like that. I swear, I just came off the top of my head. Reading this right here, having anxiety and depression combo is horrible. So that to me makes perfect sense, right? After the anxiety steals what you want to do in life away, and you can't do it because of anxiety, then it leads to depression. Never thought of it like that. That's the first time I ever broke it down like that. If we're talking on the phone, I can't deal with more than two people. Yeah, talking on the phone for sure. I prefer being outdoors. Yeah, outdoors really helps for anxiety for me. Some people don't agree with hunting, but I do hunt, and that's a whole different topic. But I don't go out to kill things. I go out to harvest food for my family and friends. Right? Good on you, mate. You're a legend. I appreciate you, Matt. I'm just a regular guy, bro. You're a legend yourself. Yeah, exactly, Davis. That's kind of guess what I was going to there, right? Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, right? I never thought of it like that. Yeah, and that's another problem we struggle with in this community of people that deal with this shit. You try to talk to people, and they either, some people are trying to understand. Some people do get it, and some people just don't give a fuck, right? That's our society we live in. You can't make someone care. You know what I mean? A lot of times, I seen it with my own eyes. A lot of times people. I told that story weeks ago. So I'm the way home from work, right? And I have a company vehicle, state vehicle, whatever you want to say. I'm coming up 283. If anyone knows what 283 is, it's a pretty major highway where I live. And these two guys were hit in the high speed lane. You know what the high speed lane is? Two lanes of traffic travel in the same direction, westbound. And the guy was hit, and these two dudes were in the middle of in the high speed lane, and there's a wall in the wall there, right? So they can't go to their left; they got to go to the right. And what everyone do? No one cared about them, right? Everyone just kept driving. Now these dudes are in the worst situation you could be in because you come up over the hill and you start to come down, and there they are, right? So everyone cresting that hill don't even know these guys are here until they get to the over the crest of the hill, and everyone just drove by. Right? Everyone just drove by. These dudes are like sitting ducks, so of course I had to stop. You know what I mean? Let them hit my truck. I got out, far enough away. So if my truck did get hit, we'd all be safe. Right. And then they had to cross the highway. And I just can't believe like no one would even stop for these people. Right. No one even stopped to help them. You see it all the time. Everyone's in a hurry to go nowhere. Right. Everyone's life's more important than the next person. I just don't get it, man. I never felt that way. I never felt like, because one day that could be you. You know what I mean? But how many times have you seen people do that? You just drive by like, I don't get it, man. I just that part of society I don't understand. All it calls you to beat yourself up with a negative talk, and your head gets too loud. Which, yeah, right, right. Yeah, I agree, man. Anxiety's tough, dude. I hear my friends. Oh, nice. Yeah, for sure, man. You see, I have a tattoo that says hope as well. Oh, oh, if you can see, can you see that all right? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of my tattoos are about mental health, my struggles, where your heart in your sleeve. You ever heard this saying? I'm sure you have. It's kind of what I do. It's kind of what my tattoos mean. Some are my family, friends. Sean that we lost to suicide, right? Um, it's something that will always be a part of me. We talk about tattoos sometimes on here. Piercings, right? People think it's self-harm. I disagree. I don't think, for me anyway, I never went to the tattoo artist because I loved the pain. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, hey man, give me this pain. I really need it. Um, no, that's not me. But I guess for some. How you doing? Good morning. All right, so it's the same style. Yeah. He kind of came up with that and I went with it. I've had the same tattoo artist for 21 years, man. Obviously, I don't go every week, but yeah, it's cool. It's a good relationship. More self-centered caused by lack of time in your day to get all things done, so they only have capacity to think to themselves. I like this lack of time in the day. I like speaking on that because morning, Tammy. You know, um, at work I've been talking a lot more about life and shit, and just like trying to get to know people. We have a lot of new guys on the crew, women, guys, women too, and just talking to them and see where they're at in life, right? And see, you know, their perspective of life. And it's been very, very, you've been doing something for 21 years, this has been very uplifting. It's been it's new, right? It's a new group of people that are willing to learn, right? I used to be the young guy at work. Now I'm the older guy and I'm a boss, right? So to like communicate with people on a different level, right? And we're all from different backgrounds, and it's pretty interesting. And I always tell them, no, we all have 24 hours in a day, right? We all have 24 hours in the day. No one has more time or less time than anybody, right? You can't argue that, right? There's no arguing. We all have 24 hours. Now, what you do with them 24 hours is up to you, right? What you get out of them 24 hours is up to you. How you divide that time between work, family, play, work-life balance, or however you want to put it, is up to you, right? So there is time. There is free time. You know what I mean? You have time, but you just got to make it, right? That's when I started when I started getting back to exercising again after work. I do my push-ups in the morning, exercise after work. And I thought I can't dedicate 20 minutes of my life to myself, right? You can dedicate 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour of your day, of your own day to help your own self, right? You can't give that to yourself. You don't have enough self-respect that you can't dedicate 20 minutes of exercise, stretching or anything to yourself. Think about that for a minute. It's 20 minutes. All right, good morning. Or have a good night. Or your morning time too. Get some rest. Light balance is important, but kids going into oh yeah. See now I'm now and when I always address this too. I don't have kids, right? Me and my wife do not have kids. So when I speak about kids and stuff like that, I'm wanting people to know that. I'm not here trying to be something I'm not. So yeah, that is a lot more difficult because not only, you know, it's different. Yeah, we all have 24 hours, right? But you have kids that rely on you as well. So it is different. And I do understand that, right? So some people might not have time, but then you do have time, right? Because I'll never say you don't have time, but I understand, I'm not trying to be rude, but when your kids go to bed, right? You got 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, and then I ain't 20 minutes. I just the number, right? I'm just, trying to make a point when it comes to the time in a day. And it's a shame that we have to live in a society where we have to put, 8 hours minimum of work in just to try to get by, right? Yeah, Davis, hope you understand. I kind of forgot about the whole kid situation. I like to throw that in there when I talk about things like that because I don't have kids. So I try to put myself in parents, I've been around kids. My brothers had kids when I was young. They were my nieces and nephews, but they're more like my brothers and sisters, right? So I know the work, that goes into that. I know the help they have from my mom, which would be their grandparents. So yeah, I just trying to make a point about the day, right? Like, um, or get up earlier, right? I get up at 3:40 now. I don't have to get up at 3:40, but if you've been here for a while and you hear me talk about this, I'm tired of not doing things that benefit my mental health, right? There's so many things that we know that help us, but we don't do them because they're hard, right? Because it's not comfortable, right? When something's not comfortable and it's out of our comfort zone, we don't do it because it's uncomfortable, right? Even though it's better for us, why do we do that, right? It's so easy to do the bad things. So easy to sit around and do nothing, right? I mean, this is just the truth of life. There's no hiding this. I mean, that's just how it is. Everything good for us is hard. You know what I mean? It's just eating unhealthy is easy, right? Eating healthy is hard. It's more expensive, right? Being lazy is easy. Getting up and going to the gym or running or whatever you do to work out, stretching. Why do you think stretching hurts? It's uncomfortable, right? It's weird when you think about that. Everything, most of the things that we enjoy that are fun, are not good for us either, right? It's temptation, huh? I don't know. Very interesting, though. Anyone want to come up here and take over? Share your story. Let me know how you feel about whatever. I appreciate y'all being here. It's pretty it's a little later in the morning. I slept in today. I set my clock for 6, but I was up at 5:30. Usually I'm up here by 4. But a lot of people say, don't wear yourself out, don't worry. But the honest truth is that this is like my therapy, right? This is like, it's very important for me to do this. I look forward to it. I don't wake up like, oh man, I got to go live and talk, because I don't have to, right? It's not that I have to do it, but I do it because it helps. You know what I mean? I learn so much shit every day. I learn something new about the world, about people. I mean, there's a lot of people that come here every day, and it's just it's a great thing. I don't know. It's awesome. Oh, Brian, you were up. Yeah, you deal with that pretty often, huh? Brian, where are you from again? UK? I forget. I know you've been here plenty of times, but I'm trying to remember where everyone's from, man. By the way, you never get up early. Yeah, but you're here. You're here. What time is it? Where you at? The UK. It's morning time, huh? It's probably like what, 11, 9? Yeah, I got some sleep. I slept in today. I gotta go to the dump. Davis, lazy is a harsh word in mental health realm, as I'm not that you don't want to, but anxiety, depression, and then meds combo sometimes makes it extra hard. But to translate that, a lazy is harsh. Yeah, I'm not calling anyone lazy. I said we can be lazy, right? I mean, that's the truth. I know the word might be. I mean, you take it for what it word. If the word lazy offends you, right? Now let's just talk about this for a minute. It could be the truth, right? I'm not saying it does offend you, but I understand your point here. a lot of people do take it the wrong way. A lot of people blame they're lazy, or a lot of people will blame you because you're lazy because of your mental health, or however you want to say it. But there's days where I'm lazy. No, I'm not going to lie about it, right? There's days where I don't do I don't want to do shit, right? But I have to stay moving, right? An object at rest stays at rest, An object in motion stays in motion. This is the truth about the life I live, or the life some of us live, right? I respect your opinion, and I understand what you mean by that. Because you call someone late, I'm not saying anyone's lazy because of their mental health, right? That's not what I was trying to say. If that's how it came off, but I do understand your point. 10:07 now, yeah. That's awesome, Moscow. That's very cool. Thanks for being here. But man, that is awesome. But yeah, definitely. There's days I'm lazy. There's days I want to do nothing, right? But I have to do it, because if I don't, then like the other day, if you were here the other morning, my nephew made me my computer, right? And I'll tell the story real quick. I'm a routine person, right? So I had a routine, had a long day. What I do, I came home, I get up, do this, I go to work, come home, I had to go do my business, my junk hauling business. I come back from that, and then he was already on his way, right? And I couldn't do what I had to do. I know I had to run, right? I know I had to do the cold plunge, right? Because it's so good for me. And I had a meltdown, I freak out, get pissed off, right? Because my routine's broke, right? We're so used to routine. We're routine people. We're creatures of habit, right? And I don't want to break it, because I know what happens, right? When you break that routine, you don't you might not go back to it. And I'm afraid to break a routine now that is good for me, because I do not want to quit doing what's good for me anymore. I'm tired of that. I'm 42 years old, right? I'm fucking getting older. I'm going to be the best person I can be for not just myself, but the people around me, right? And when I break a routine like that, I get fucking, I got to control that, man. It happened to me 3 times this week, right? After work. It's been a busy week. I don't just come home and do nothing. I got shit I got to do outside of work, right? And outside of my routine thing. And it's a shame, because my wife knew it, right? My wife knew, well, shit, he's very, like, talking to our nephew, he's very particular about his routine and shit. But no one should be worried about that like me, right? No one around me should have to worry about that. It shouldn't get to the point where I can't handle my routine. Like doing the computer thing, okay, it took an hour. That's okay. Now I go back to my shit, right? I don't know if anyone else struggles with this, but that's fine. It was just an hour that my routine got pushed back. I don't know, man. I'm fucking weird. Whatever. It's just frustrating, dude. I shouldn't have to get like that. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? Yeah, I get it, Davis. I get it. Yeah, but I'm just being honest with you. There is lazy people, right? And this has nothing to do with mental health, right? I mean, we can talk about life in general on this page. It don't have to all be surrounded about mental health, but it all comes back to mental health, right? Dude, I'm telling you, these cold plunges I've been doing, my wife puts ice in there when I'm at work. So we bought these things at these big things you make ice cubes. Anyway, so we get it to 50 degrees. I mean, it could be colder, but it's hard to do inside. I don't know. It's just the one that we bought was like $100. You can get ones that are way more expensive, that are like refrigerators. You know what I mean? It keeps the water at 40. Anyway, you get in there. For me, it takes your breath away, right? But once you catch your breath and control your breathing, all your thoughts disappear. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's the body trying to stay warm. I don't know. But if you never tried it, it's a little different than a shower, right? A shower kind of hits you in the head and rolls it down your back. Cold plunge, you step in, and I go right down up to my neck, right? If you never did one, I would recommend it. I mean, there's other things it does for you besides, your mental health. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Recovery for your body, if you exercise or whatever. That you put ice on something when you're done. Well, what they started doing was icing their whole bodies. This started years ago. Like Chuck Liddell, a UFC fighter, he said we used to do this years ago. They were in the training room. They're like, yeah, put ice on it, and they were like, dude, why don't we just get the whole body in this thing, right? So they started doing it. But back in the day, them crazy guys, they'd be in there for like a half an hour, 45 minutes, right? And then you realize it wasn't good for them. And now you're Tony says being for like I think it's like 2 to 10 minutes or whatever, depending on the temperature. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be in there and get frostbite. It works for me. I know that for sure, especially for my mind. But lazy is a judgment that you don't know what someone is going through. Mental health is invisible. So looking at someone you don't know what is causing the. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand that completely. Yeah, I'm not calling anyone lazy. You know what I mean? Maybe I did, but I didn't mean it like that. Oh yeah, Davis, for sure. We can agree to disagree. Anxiety has caused me. Good morning, Rebecca. Anxiety has caused me not being able to go to my children. Yeah, I was speaking about that earlier. Yeah. Yeah, when you have an anxiety attack, man, anyone that has come out, I think, yeah, you can do it. You can do the cold shower. But anyone that has come out of an anxiety attack or a panic attack, it's definitely draining, right? First thing you want to do is probably fall asleep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to upset anybody. I'm just here to speak truth, right? Because there's days I can be, days I can be lazy. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. We'll just let it go. I don't want to argue about the word lazy I just think it's both ways. Like there is people that are for sure, and that has nothing. Some people are just that way. I work with people like that. What other topics do we got? Let me look at I think I don't want to jinx myself, but I think they're finally not holding me down on this anymore. I mean, this page has been through some weird shit lately, where like I can't reach nobody. Like I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it does that to me. I don't know. I don't know the algorithms when it comes to Facebook, but it's been weird for sure. But now I think it's kind of changing for some reason. Oh, Sullivan, you heard me talk about that before. Um, I don't know. Like yesterday was a totally different day. It's like they finally letting my stuff get out to people. I don't know if anyone noticed that themselves, but oh, it's 4 a.m. and I wake up cleaning and using copy. That's great, right? Cleaning and using a coping mechanism for staying busy, Rebecca, I just want to thank you for having this page. And oh, that's amazing. I thank you for being here. This I can't do this without you guys. I say it a lot, and it's just the truth, right? I'm just one dude in a puzzle piece of hundreds of thousands of people. You know what I mean? I'm just the one piece to the puzzle. If you guys don't spread awareness, right? I can share shit all day long, but if no one reacts to it or shares it, or how's it going to reach anybody? You know what I mean? I never thought this would get to this. I never, going back to my mental health journey, like I never even knew, or even thought as many people dealt with it, right? Because when you talk to your close friends or whatever, or even if you did, most of us probably didn't, right? You don't even realize like, this shit's this big, right? And it's all over the world, right? It's just not your little neck of the woods. I mean, this shit is everywhere. I talk to people all over the place. You couldn't imagine the messages I get or I have gotten in the 7 years. There's situations I never even. There's people I talk to that I never even knew this shit existed, right? I never even knew that people in villages, right, would have access to the internet. You know what I mean? There's just some crazy shit that you would never think about. What's up, Neil? How are you? That's great. Yeah, it's a pretty, and when I write that post about like where's everybody from, like I'm blown away. I'm blown away how it got to where it was. Oh yeah. Anyway, how'd that go? I had no pain yesterday. I'm feeling great today. It's amazing. Did he like was he like a chiropractor? Did he like crack your hips and shit? I go to chiropractor for my neck. You ever seen me do this on the live? People probably think I'm possessed or something, but that's me cracking my neck, right? And then when you go to the chiropractor, good morning, UK. Oh yeah, Liverpool. No, I slept in a little, right? I don't have to work today. I do have to go to work, but for myself, I got to go to the dump, and I got a whole trailer full of trash, and it's raining. Yeah, I'm a little later today. I slept in. So obviously, I have to look down for. Yeah, man, Andrea. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I might be like the one operating this, but you guys make it go. You know, I don't even know the right word. It's amazing we can chat on opposite side of the earth. Yeah, I know, man. It was so amazing. Like I said before, you guys probably heard this. I hate to repeat myself, but if you've been around, you know, we've talked about a lot of shit, so it happens. But when I got the first person from like San Francisco, you know, I'm on the East Coast, that's a whole way on the West Coast, and I was so amazed. I was like, you know, I didn't mess with the internet. I didn't have Facebook until 2017. You know, it's been what now? What is that? 7 years since I started this, and I didn't know any of this shit. I didn't know you could talk to people across the country. But yeah, and that's another thing, man. It's a different time we live in too. Yeah, the chiropractor's nice, but now I feel like I have to go there all the time now. It's like he did something to make me come back. You know how the brain works, right? So, oh yeah, okay, he put you in alignment, right? That's awesome. That's good, right? You probably felt like a rag doll or something. Oh, from Michigan. Thanks for coming. How's Michigan, man? Like, what part of Michigan do you live in? You don't have to give me like your address or nothing, but oh, it's raining there too. Yeah, it's raining here, man. We're supposed to get like 2 to 3 inches. Hopefully, you love that song, San Francisco. What song's that? I don't know if I've heard that one. Oh yeah. Davis, where are you from? You from the States? I don't know if you told me yet. If you did, I apologize. Yeah, it's we haven't had rain in a while. Oh yeah, Delaware. Okay. Yeah, so you're not far at all. That's another thing. Waking up when it's raining and knowing you have to go to the dump. Just a little lesson about the dump or the landfill, right? So when you go to the dump, I go to the transfer station, right? They call it a transfer station. So it's kind of like a convenience thing. So I take my trash there, right? And then you know, they separate it, right? But see, it's raining now, right? So all that stuff's collecting water. So say I have a bucket in there, all that shit's collecting water, and the gallon of water is like 8 pounds, right? So the more it rains on my trailer and the heavier that shit gets, the more it's going to cost me. So anyway, you go to the transfer station, they separate it, and all they do there is load it back up. They take it to the incinerator, they burn it, or they take it to the landfill. And then you got to pay a transfer fee. So everything's so much more expensive now. I mean, they always had transfer fees, but everything's up. But yeah, that's all they do. And then the stuff they take to the landfill is buried, and then the shit they burn, they bring the ash to the landfill, right? And then they cover the trash with ash and dirt, and then they make methane gas and shit like that. Little quick history. West Michigan, Grand Rapids area. Okay. Oh, you're close to like the lakes, huh? Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you've never been to a landfill, it is pretty disturbing, dude. If you've never seen the amount of trash that we accumulate in one day, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind away. It's one day. That place runs 6 days a week, 6 days a week, and I think today they close at like noon or something. Yeah, you always get that lake effect snow, huh? I don't think I've ever been to Michigan, have I? I'm just gonna go there for a Niners game against Detroit, but you guys, are you a Lions fan? You guys had a good year, huh? Yeah, you can burn it in there, you know, but then plastic and shit. I mean, I have a pretty big trailer. I have a dump trailer, it's 7 by 14, but then it has real high walls, right? So the walls are like 9 feet, and that thing's full, I'll take a picture of it or something, but I really don't want to. Yeah, I'm a Niners fan, so sorry about that defeat. I thought you guys had us. Um, but what's the matter anyway? We get to the Super Bowl and lose. So, whatever. I'm over that too. I'm not going to let sports dictate my mood anymore. I mean, football was a big part of my life, playing it. Played after high school, pick and not tackling shit, but like organized teams. Just a big part of my life. It was kept me out of trouble. Yeah, right. You have a good coach. You got good things going. I thought for sure you guys had us that game. But yeah, it's we spent a lot of emotion, and I mean we're gonna lay everything back to football, American football. You can relate everything back to mental health, right? I mean, that shit would bother me for weeks, after losing a big game like that, right? For weeks. And it's like I had no control over the outcome, right? I'm just a fan. And you relate all this shit back to life. Like, we don't control what we can't control. We shouldn't let destroy or take anything from us, right? Even if it's a minute, that's 60 seconds, right? Even if it's an hour, a day, half a day, weeks, months. Like I've said to myself this year after we lost, remember, I don't know if anyone was here for that. I said, I'm giving myself one day, right? I'm giving myself one day to pout or whatever I got to do, right? And then I'm not worried about this no more. It's out of my control. There's nothing I could do. And I'll tell you what, it worked. It worked. Now I can talk about this without getting pissed off, I mean, anyone that's a huge sports fan of any team can kind of relate. I mean, everyone reacts different, but yeah, American football, yeah. Yes, but an interest in having. Yeah, I get it, but it shouldn't dictate my emotions for the next week. Yeah, mental health is tough, Neil. Yeah, for sure. I don't wish this on anybody, right? I mean, if I don't want it, why would I want somebody else to deal with it? But yeah, I came to that conclusion where I got to stop letting it control my life. That's anything in life, though, right? It don't have to be sports; it could be anything. What someone says to you, how someone treats you, right? We let that dictate our mood for the rest of the day, and it's just a waste. It's a waste of time, right? It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It's tough. I'm trying to fly. Oh, flying. I'm trying to find this. What the question I asked the other morning. That's why I like asking questions, right? And then people answer, and then we can go back and go over them, right? And see. Okay, we're here. What is the hardest part about living with mental health, right? I went over some of these the other day, but we all can relate to some of these. You know what I mean? It's a good topic, and then it brings up other things that we can talk about. The ups and downs that come with the pain, having the same thoughts and feelings beat you down repeatedly. I keep feeling like I keep feeling like I'll just get stronger. It'll hurt less. It won't affect me anymore, but it just continues to pummel me. It continues to tear me apart. I wake up every day and I live with it, and I'm so goddamn tired. Like, it's a shame to read that, right? But we all can relate, right? We all can relate. There's two different being tired, right? Yeah, Neil, but you're doing good, man. You're here. My best friend of 30 plus years is Jersey. I get caught saying football at the time, but oh, you don't really watch it? Oh, Andrew, helping your kids through mental health while you still learning how to open up and work through it with you. Yeah, that's a great topic there too, right? How does a parent? That's good. Well, let's talk about that. I love that one. How does a parent that deals with mental health maybe not have all the answers, right? Because if we had all the answers, we won't struggle at all. And then how do you help your kids, right? Do they get the support from schools? How is the school system when it comes to that? How do you guys feel? Like, we can just go on forever now. How do you guys feel about being homeschooled? How do you feel about homeschooling your kids? I miss you talking about masking. Yeah. I don't remember when that was. Yeah, Wolf. How you been? Wolf, where you from again? I remember our conversation. Um, you were going through a tough time. Yeah, they were. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it does. I mean, there's so much time we've lost. You know what I mean? On struggling, right? It's not fair. No one deserves it. You know, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. Luckily, my kid's school has teen health centers in school that offer counseling, so that has helped me. But the world is so different. Yeah, you're in Michigan, right? Let me go back up here. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Trying to remember. Sometimes my mind goes all over the place reading all these comments. I try to focus in on everything. Oh yeah, okay. Most of the time you have to put your children's needs first. Oh, Sullivan, now that you brought that up, let's say going back to uh Jan that we had on here, right? Maria. When I said that to her about, you focus on your children for so long, right? Your whole life. Now they're adults now. Well, you did what, a parent should do, I guess, to a point, but then you neglect yourself, right? So you got to be your best self to be the best parent. You know what I mean? But as parents, I'm not one, but as parents do, they put their kids first, right, and then neglect themselves. And I think when I said that to her, it really opened her eyes up. She said no one else has ever said that to her like that. Like that's like what I picked up right away. Like, you've been so strong for so long for your kids, and now it's time. Your kids are grown. You're still be a mother to them, right? You're still going to be there for them, but now it's time to check back in on your health and and, whatever you need to do for you to get better. I mean, you deserve it, right? Just like your kids deserve it. Everyone deserves happiness, joy, getting out and doing things to spend time with family. Yeah, I mean, that was cool, man. Hope she's doing better. I think she was on here earlier. Oh, for sure. Well, some families aren't humble. Some families don't give a fuck. Some people don't care, right? We talked about that a little earlier. People are too caught up in their own life to care about anybody else, right? It's me, 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 me. Well, guess what? One day you're going to need somebody, right? No one in this world got through this world alone. I said this before, and I'll say this to the day I die. No one that ever walked this earth did it alone. Nobody, not a single person. If they did, let me know, because I'll build a statue out front right now of that person. Not one person made it through this life not needing anything from somebody, right? It just don't happen and never will happen. That's not how this is. That's not how the humans are created, right? It will never happen. Yeah, it's tough, man. Survival mode. Harper, did you send me stars? I can't see it on there, but if you did, I appreciate it. I can just tell because it comes up with no comment. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you. And it takes so long to get started getting therapy, so you need the crystal ball. Yeah, I don't know. Is therapy getting any better? I haven't been there since the whole epidemic. Um, is it getting easier? I know it was bad. I was gonna go. We called. It was like a big wait. Every year's always put the children first. Only the year. I've started to really do things for myself. Yeah, you have to, man. You have to be the best. The best. You have to be in the best mindset. Physical and mental health. It's hand in hand, right? Take each day comes hard. Believe in yourself. Pushing. Yeah, man. Just doing the things that make us uncomfortable. It works. Yeah, I'm like that too. I have to plan shit, man. So, yeah, Harper, I appreciate you. Thank you. It's weird on here with StreamYard. It don't come up like it does on Facebook. At the moment, waiting list. Oh, yeah. Liverpool. Yeah, it was a great conversation, Graham. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I hope you're doing well. That was a great. I still want to edit that video. I might put a clip of that up there. I mean, it was like so amazing, like for both of us, right? Like it actually showed that what I'm saying is working. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a normal dude, right? I'm not. I didn't go to school for this. So when you said to me, um, no one ever told me that. I never thought of it like that. I was pretty amazed that I could do that for you, right? I didn't think, um, I don't know. I didn't think I had to. I don't know. I didn't know what to think, but it was awesome. It was awesome that you could see that perspective, right? That no one ever showed you or you never thought about because you were so worried about your kids, right? You never thought about yourself. But it was so cool for me, and hopefully it worked for you. Like hopefully that helps you out. You see it from a different point of view. I don't know. That's why I just love doing this shit, man. Because I'm just a regular dude, but it made me feel really good that I could. It was like a breakthrough for her and me, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. O'Sullivan stars. Stars is just a way to support me. Like so, every star is a penny. So if you send 10 stars, that's 10 cents. If you send 59, but same. Also changes hardest. I don't ask for no money. But I appreciate when people do that, a little bit. Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool. Yes, you've done better than me. I'm professional. Oh no, I'm not no better than you. Just a different perspective, that's all. I just what I listen to be totally honest with you, to how I got to where I'm at. I listen to people that are way smarter than me, right? That use way better words, that way better speaker, right? But it relates to me, right? Like just life in general. I'm not obsessed with it, you know what I mean? But it means so much more to me. Like how can we help people um with the little bit of time we have on earth, right? Like I said before, I'm not worried about how fast a car can go. I'm not worried about how to rebuild an engine. I'm not worried about how many stars are in the sky. I'm not worried about any of that shit. None of that shit matters to me. What matters to me is living the best true life we can, right? That's what matters to me. Being honest with ourselves and being the best version of ourselves, because every day it's a struggle, obviously mental health, right? It all comes in hand. Oh, I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know what people get out of this, I mean, I do know that interaction and people text me or message me and say about how much it helps, but, um, oh yeah, I'm proud of what I'm doing, but I don't have an ego about it, right? It's not like, hey man, I'm the best fucking mental health streamer or whatever you call this, live. I don't know. Do we even decide what this is called? Is this called a live, a broadcast, a fucking that shit don't matter, right? That's not what we're here for. But I appreciate it. I'm not too good to be thankful, right? But I mean, it helps me too, right? So I'm not up here like because I'm better than anybody. I need the help just like everybody else. And together we come up with solutions. And to see other people's perspectives on things, it takes me places I've never been. I never think about shit like that because, sometimes we're stuck in our own ways, right? When you go into things with an open mind, and there's so much knowledge out there, but all you got to do is talk. Yeah, right, exactly. And it's like me and Davis, we had a disagreement, but there was no like, oh, you piece of whatever, blah 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 blah. It's not about that, right? It's bigger than this. It's bigger than that. Like I watch a lot of the things on YouTube, right? Like the guy I follow, and then like he gets off track because he wants to debate with people, and like it's not a right or wrong thing, right? It's not right or wrong. Like the truth is the truth, right? You know what I mean? The truth is the truth. And you can't argue the truth, right? You can argue opinions and you can argue, but you can't argue that no one can argue that the sky's blue, right? You can't argue that, right? You can't argue or grass is green. Then you get the fact, well, when grass is dead, it's brown. Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, for sure, man. It's understanding, right? That's what it comes down to, understanding. Finding life through this life is so important. It's gratitude people have. for the support for the page. It's awesome. You don't have. Oh yeah, I know. I love it. I love when people say that, But I always like to keep it, and you hear me say it hundreds of times. Just I don't want it to be about me, right? I never wanted it to be about me. That's not why I didn't even start this page because of me. I started this page because a friend I lost to suicide, right? Even though I struggle with it, and that's why I started it because um we never talked, right? He was older. He grew up with my older brothers, but we never talked about this shit. The here and now is what matters. I get too overwhelmed thinking. Yeah, exactly. That's where your anxiety comes from, right? We're trying to control the future. And then depression comes from the past, right? And grief comes from the past. A loved one. you know, Depression. I really believe that. You lose your job, right? That happened yesterday. Now you're depressed, right? You had a bad day at work. That happened yesterday. When you leave work, work's over now. So work's in the past, right? Why do we carry work home? It's another thing I'm working on, right? When I leave work, I'm not there no more. Now work is in the past, right? If I leave work at 3 and I get home at 3:15, work is in the past now. Like, it's okay to come home and talk about work and how your day was. Yeah, sure. But to bring that negative energy home to someone that had nothing to do with it, is that fair? Right? Now, if you want to come home and talk about it and discuss, you know what I mean? What you went through for the day. Oh yeah, I appreciate you. Seriously. Yeah, everyone's doing their own thing and it's awesome. That's like with Adam, like it's ain't a competition, right? Like Adam wanted me to help join. Like I watched Adam's live yesterday on YouTube. If you're gonna come here and support me and you want me to support you, I'm gonna do, what I mean? That's just how life goes, you know what I mean? In my world, in my realm. If you're gonna be there for me, I'm gonna be there for you. You know what I mean? If it's to, grow your page for you to reach more people, if it's just for the support, you know what I mean? That's just how I am, right? Yeah, that's another thing. You want to talk about that for a little bit. Suicide's so big, right? You can ask any random person on the street. I should do this sometime. Just to see if I'm right or wrong here. And ask them if they know or had anyone close to them that has died by suicide, right? I mean, what do you think the percentage of people? If I asked 100 people down the street, and let's just go with not no one famous, right? No one famous. Anyone in your family or friends, right? We'll just stick it to like a tighter group. So you couldn't say someone famous like Chester Bennington or Chris Cornell or you know what I mean, someone like that. You'd have to use someone that's close to you, a friend or a family. And you ask 100 strangers, have you ever lost someone to suicide in the circle, like in your family or friend circle? What do you think out of 100 people? How many people do you think would say yes? 100 people, family or friends that you have lost to suicide. One, have you ever lost someone to suicide? What do you think it would be out of 100? I got to get some more coffee, but I think about that a lot. What's up, Adam? I was just talking about you. I'm not here to compete or build. We different in pages. Yeah, man. Ma'am, Anna, right? See, I remember. Oh, yeah. Like, what do you? Anyway, what's up, dude? No, I was talking about supporting you, dude, because you have a page as well, and I was just talking about how you asked me to come over there, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you support me. When you're doing that live on YouTube. um, what else was I saying? Oh, about 100 people. Did anyone ever comment back to that? I mean, I think my point to that was what point was I trying to make about that? Oh, everyone knows somebody, right? Oh yeah, for real. Seriously, right? Drug abuse, right? So why do we do drugs, right? Why do we drink or whatever, right? It's a little escape from reality, right? So obviously you're not comfortable with your reality, right? Because something in your reality is disturbing you. So how do we run from reality? We cover it up with drug abuse or drugs, right? I mean, that's how I always looked at it. I always looked my whole life. I always looked at using drugs as an escape from reality. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, that's what it was. But nothing. 99. Oh man, sorry. Yeah, it is. That's the thing, man. That's what I was trying to say. Everybody knows somebody, right? That's how big this is, right? That's how big this is worldwide. Everybody knows somebody, man. It's a shame. Yeah, that's cool, dude. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Like I said, my nephew tried to get me to use that other shit, that OBS. He even downloaded it for me and everything. It kind of surprised me with it, but I can't. It's too much, dude. StreamYard is like for like older people, I guess. I don't know. It's a lot more. It's a lot more easier for me. It's a lot more simple. It's a lot more just boom, boom. I don't know. The other shit I can't do. It's too much. I use it to sleep. Otherwise, I can't. Rachel, what are you referring to? Are you referring to like prescription drugs? Yeah, StreamYard's nice. Now, when she said drug abuse, I think who said that? She was speaking on like, well, what I was speaking on, I wasn't speaking on prescription medicine. I mean, yeah, you can abuse them, right? I was talking about like other drugs, illegal drugs. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if I didn't have to, if I could get off prescription drugs, oh yeah, marijuana now. Everyone's going to say now, oh, you said no drugs, blah blah blah. But marijuana is proven, it's natural, right? It's proven to help in many ways. I'm a therapist, but my husband's battling childhood trauma and also army time in war zone. Yeah, it's very hard. PTSD, it's tough to find your page helpful. That's why I'm very keen to address his husband. Is that what he suffered from? Does he suffer from like PTSD from war? Especially when at infantry, when you've seen that shit. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it. It's a herb, not a drug. Yeah, PTSD. It's hard. Like EMS, firefighters, police. They see a lot of shit that's the normal person don't see or go through. Like the mind ain't built. Like the human body ain't built to see that shit, and that's why it affects you so bad. Like if you go into a field of sunflowers, right? That's not gonna really upset you, right? Now you go into a field where there's mass destruction, right? And you see things you shouldn't see. It's a whole different field, right? That's when PTSD is created. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got what you're saying, Davis. Yeah, you know how that is, Brian. The media, they'll push any agenda they want. You know why now it don't, Brian? I'll tell you why I don't now. You said really, now I said it does because they're making money, dude. So once they start making money, right, off of a drug that they told you was no good or good bad for you, well, now they're making money. What are they gonna do? They're gonna tell you all the positive shit. Yeah, for real. PTSD. Yeah, childhood trauma. Spoiler. Cool, dude. You got some interesting people up there. All right, O'Sullivan. Best of luck with your Your new adventures. Oh yeah, Amsterdam. That's like huge out there, right? Amsterdam. That's been legal for years, huh? Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't understand. It's weird now. So I remember growing up. I was born in '82. So like growing up, when I got into like elementary and middle school, high school, like it was so bad. Marijuana was so bad. Now you can go buy it. Um, find it still really hard. So many. Would you rather be off the prescription medicines if you could? That's what I would like to do. I mean, maybe I could, but yeah, it's crazy. Where's that at? In Amsterdam, huh? When you say oil, do you mean like what is that? Um, I can't think, Brian. What is that? It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think. Hold on, I can't. It's not. It's not. It's not THC oil. Oh, okay. All right. What's the other stuff instead of THC? It's like the THC is what gets you high, but what else is in there? Like you could buy, you could get it over the counter. How's that working? Suhan, is it better than the medicine? So much more. Oh, it cures most tumors. Oh yeah, THC. Yeah, but there's something else from that. I can't think of what the fuck I'm trying to think. There's something else from the plant that it's not THC. The fact that always, one time I tried to get off my anxiety medicine. I think I said this before, and I got sick as hell. Like I felt sick, like flu sick. So my recommendation, now again, I'm not a doctor, right? This is just what from my experience. If say you take a whole pill, right, and you want to get off of it, take like 3/4 for a week or two, and half for a week or two, and then a quarter for a week or two, and then you know, eventually nothing. That's what I'm talking about. CBD oil. CBD oil. Yes. Thank you. China is taking over the marijuana industry. What do you mean? Like they're are they importing it? Cannabinoids. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that. CBD. I cannot think of that to save my life. Like CBD you could always buy at the store, right? Because they don't have the THC in it. Yeah, for real. Anna. Yeah, I got sick and it was terrible. Dropping meds needs to be weaned. Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's in your system. Like this medicine we take, you can't just take it like Advil and it works right away. It's got to be in your system for so many days. There you go. Adam, yeah, Adam's into that all natural stuff. He makes his own tea and shit. I think it was tea. Busy day today doing church bulletins and then having yeah, Easter's coming up. Yeah, my wife has to do that today at the VFW. She has to hide some Easter eggs, but looks like they're gonna be hiding them inside, so I don't know where they're gonna hide them. I take Valium and withdrawals. Oh yeah. Yeah, especially for pain, right? I mean, that's how people get addicted to like heroin and shit because um that's how that epidemic started when they're giving out pain meds, right? So when you give out the pain meds, you can't get the pain meds from the doctors no more because your prescription stopped. And then you try to get it from the streets, but the pills are too expensive, right? So what do you go to? The cheaper stuff. Nope, they grow houses here. Oh, I got what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Because no, China, they own a lot of property in the U.S. too. Good morning, Lisa. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I think I've seen that somewhere. But, I don't watch much news anymore. I don't. You too, bro. Be cool, man. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Maybe I was. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? How that shit works out. Oh, I don't know, man. Society and the way that things are going is pretty sad. I don't care what uh what party you vote for or whatever, wherever you're at in that. Um, we're all humans, right? And then I just don't understand some of the thinking when it comes to politics, but things aren't good. Things aren't good, that's for sure. Um, I never thought it would get like this, Just like we talked a little bit about work, like people, after the pandemic, like the housing market, right? So there's no inventory for some reason, where I'm at anyway, right? There was no inventory, so supply and demand. We all know how that works, right? When there's no supply and the demand's high, people are going to overpay for things, just like they did at that one concert at one time. I forget what that was on. The second Woodstock, right? So only one. I'm getting off the little topic here, but only one of the food trucks or whatever had water left. So the water started out at $1 a bottle, right? And then by the end of the Woodstock, it was like $10 a bottle. Why? Because they're the only one that had the supply, and the demand was so high. So it's the same thing with this housing market where I'm here in PA. Well, the demand was so high, but the supply was so limited. There's no inventory. Inventory meaning multiple houses to buy, right? So what happened was everyone was overpaying for these houses. They were paying 50 grand because my buddy was going through it at work. Like it took him a year and a half, 2 years to find a house he wanted. Every house he bid on, he got outbid it. So what's going to happen now? People needed places to live, I guess, or whatever, and then they were so scared to lose this house because there was no other houses like this because the supply was so low. So everyone overpaid for these houses. Now, once you get settled in, you realize what your mortgage is going to be and blah blah blah. Now there's like PA's like up 49% on foreclosures. So it's a shame, man. Yeah, I agree with you there. 100%. I have. Are things getting better for you? Yeah, it's sad, because that's what's going to happen, dude. It happened in '08 and it's going to happen again. Yeah, it's nuts. And plus, you know what the interest rate is? 7.5%. Oh, you seen that? You know what I'm talking about, Suan. Then wasn't that crazy what they did to them people? That was so sad what they did to them people. I mean, some of them had a play in that, right? The crowd got out of hand. But if you've never seen that, and you like that kind of music or whatever, you want to see something pretty wild. Watch that movie. Watch that documentary because it's pretty sad what they did to them people. It's no wonder they acted the way they did because they didn't have what they needed to survive. Yeah, yeah. So, you're referring to Suan, yeah. If you've never seen that Woodstock, check it out. It's pretty crazy. My first house was, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, UK. Especially wage income go on rent and other bills also cripple me. Yeah, like the new guys at work, and then that's what they're going through, right? Like you have a yeah, like the two new guys, they're young. One's 23 and 25. And you have a waiting period, right? But we get paid every 2 weeks, so it's like a month before you get your first paycheck, and then like you just got paid this Friday, and then like they're like thinking like that's all we get. You know what I mean? I try to break it down because we have a good retirement, but when you're paying in, like I think theirs is a little different. It's like a retirement from the state, but then it's also like 401k, right? It's like a a hybrid thing. You put a percentage there and a percentage there. And I'm like, dude, you got to remember, you're young and that's going into your retirement. So the money, it's going to pay off in the long run, but right, you still have kids and shit now. So it's hard, it's hard for everybody, especially with kids, I mean, the money only goes so far and everything is up. Like everything is up. Like, how do we get things back down to normal? Right? What caused everything to go up? I think what it goes back to is the supply and demand, right? During that period, everything was closed down, right? Wasn't it? Like food or whatever come across in ships. They were holding ships. So the prices of shit went up. Like, I don't understand why we don't focus on that as a society, a community, or whatever country you're in. We all went through it, right? We were all in lockdown to a certain point, some worse, right? Why don't people see this shit? Like, well, how do we overcome what we've been through and get things back to the way they were? I don't get it. I just don't get why we can see this, right? We can see this as a community talking about mental health, but you mean the people above us can't? You know why they can, right? They just don't care because you're different. That is crazy. Yeah, I guess now they got us. They got us, right? Yeah, but do you think? I mean, was it under his realm during COVID? I can't remember, dude. I try to stay out of it. I used to get hooked up in it, but I mean, like now, like our president is doing zero. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Everything's so expensive. Too much damage done. Yeah, you don't think we'll ever get back there? You don't think we'll ever get back? It's like gas prices, right? People are like, oh, gas prices went down. No, dude, they didn't go down. Gas prices started. Let's just say gas prices started at $3. Right. This is how they do gas. If anyone never knew this, gas starts at $3 for this year. Say it starts in January, $3, right? So it'll go up to say 360, right? And then it'll never get back down to 3 or lower. It'll just go to 310. So now you think, oh, the gas dropped. Yeah, the gas dropped. But no, it didn't. It's still up 10 cents. So then the following year, a month, now you're at 310. It'll go to 380. Come back down to 320. Oh, the gas dropped. No, it didn't. It went up 10 cents. Now you're at 320. You know what I mean? That's how that shit works, dude. Yeah, it was during the Trump. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So he didn't do anything. I mean, what did Biden do to make it better? Now, I don't really want to get into politics, but it's just facts, right? Yes, exactly, Davis. Why is that? We talked about that at work the other day, too. Why is that? We have oil in the U.S., but we're not going to drill in the U.S. because of what? Global warming or some shit? Like, what is the reason why we don't use our own oil? Why do we go out of the country to get everything? That's why it costs more. Yeah, I don't believe in any of that shit. I don't believe. Do I believe that we had a virus? Yes. I don't believe in anything else after that. I don't believe that you had to get the jab. I don't believe none of that shit. No, I don't. I'm not going to put something. I don't want to get in too much detail about that. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. And wow, that's weird. Yeah, right. I don't get it. Well, Trump's a businessman, right? Trump. Trump. If I had to vote now, I wouldn't even vote for either of them. I'd be honest with you. I'd vote for Kennedy. If we want to talk about this for a minute, I'd vote for Kennedy. Oh, that's nice, right, Brian? Yeah, propaganda. Like, there's so much money. Like, when is enough money, right? How does, like, okay, so let's take Pelosi for example. She makes, let's just say she makes, I don't know what she makes a year. Anyone know what she makes a year? I forget, but it's not that much. It's not what you would think. But she's worth millions and millions of dollars. How do you have millions and millions of dollars if you only make a certain amount of money every year? Right? How does that make sense? Where is that other money coming from? Yeah, insider tradings or your big pharma or whatever's paying you to say what they want you to say, you know? Yeah, I like Kennedy. My brother-in-law put me on to Kennedy. But, you know, a lot of people don't like Kennedy because he's not against vaccines, right? But the reason he talks the way he does is because of vaccine when he was a child. A lot of people don't know that. That's why he's a little against them. He's not, you don't think you should shut him down completely, but you got to do a lot more research on something before you start putting it in people. I mean, how do we go from well, we'll talk about this for a little bit. How do we go from getting this crazy virus, right? And then months later, all of a sudden you have a cure for it, or you have a way to make it better, right? But the common cold, right? The common cold been around for decades, and you have no shot for that. But you have a shot in months for a virus that just came out, right? But you can't cure the common cold that's been around for decades. That's where I was like, this shit's whack. Now everyone has their own opinion. Everyone did their own thing, right? It was new for everybody. So that's my opinion on that. I'm not going to put something in my body that you just did research on for a couple months. It makes zero sense to me. And everyone thought it was like the cure all. Well, guess what? It didn't do shit. Well, that guy, he's not even awake. I mean, come on. There's 330 some million people in the United States. 300 and some 30 million people. And that's the best two you can come up with? That's the best we have. Joe Biden and Donald Trump. 330 million people, and that's all you can come up with. It's sad. Yeah, I just don't trust it, dude. Exactly, right? Exactly. They knew it was coming. Where's Finchy at? How come we never heard of that guy no more? What happened to him? Where's Dr. Finchy? COVID's not around no more? COVID don't exist no more? It just went bye-bye? How did something just go bye-bye? It's fucking bizarre. That's why I don't like talking about this shit because I get worked up. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about this too, about this thing. This is what really pisses me off about this whole jab bullshit or whatever you want to talk about. I mean, teach their own, right? Yeah, right, exactly, Lisa. Yeah, it's sad, right? 330 people, right? Exactly. My thoughts exactly. You see that comment? Couldn't say it any better. What the hell was I gonna say? I forget what the fuck I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, it's all. I mean, to each their own, right? I mean, I forget what I was gonna say about something. Um, yeah, I just don't. I don't. What the hell was I gonna say? Something to do with that, but oh, this lady, was it on here? Yeah, I think it was on here. They gave her like 5 years to live, right? After getting that, she had some illness. After getting that, was caused by that, right? But I guess when you got that, you had to sign papers. Does anyone remember? You had to sign papers. When she signed that paper, you know what? You know why she can't sue him? Because it was an experiment. I don't know if any of you guys dealt with this. This is what they told her. It was an experiment, so you can't sue. Right? Okay. So when they promoted this, why didn't anyone say this is an experiment? Did anyone on here hear that before you got that? That this is an experiment. This is what this lady told me. There's a group. It was on here. There's a group of people that are fighting it. She has like 2 more years to live, right? And they told her it's an experiment. It was in the fine print somewhere, so you can't sue them. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I never knew they called it an experiment. They didn't tell you that on the news. Oh, it was man-made backed by Finchy's research. Okay. Bluffing call. Never had that. Exactly, man. Like, you know, another thing you want to talk about? Gluten. I've been around on this earth for 42 years. I never heard of gluten. Gluten free. I never heard of that until a couple years ago, right? Maybe 10, 15 years ago. I never heard of that. Gluten. Like, what the hell is that? Autism, right? Autism has never been. I know now. I never knew anybody with autism my whole life until about 5, 6 years ago. Now, everybody I know, not everybody I know, but let me count here. One, just off the top of my head, real quick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably 6 or 7 people I know personally that have kids with autism. Where's autism coming from? Now all of a sudden, all these kids have autism. I never heard of that before. Were we talking about that on here, Brian? I can't remember. We talked about so much shit. Yeah, so the FDA didn't. See, I don't remember much of it, Davis. I try to forget about all that shit. So, like, why would you even take it, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, where's it coming from? Like, why is it so high now? Why wasn't this higher back in the day? There's so many of these new like things that never existed. Yeah, I don't know. Now, is that vaccine is what a child needs to get, Davis? So I do remember some friends that had kids said they wouldn't give them any of that. But is it mandatory you give these kids get these vaccines? I was a 70s baby, so old school sometimes. Yeah, I know. I don't remember. Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I mean, it's a good conversation without having an argument, right? Like, now here's a question: does the Amish, David, you know the Amish, right? Do they have to do this? Does the Amish do this? I mean, do you have to do that? Do you have to get these shots? What happens if you say no? All right, so the Amish don't do it. Boom, there you go. What if it's my kid, right? who? Yeah, it's so funny, right? Because they're smart. You say what you want about them. A lot of people don't like them. Whatever. I think they're very intelligent people. I think they're hard workers, and to each their own, right? You don't have to like them. Whatever. They're in the way. You know. I don't know if a lot of us deal with the Amish around where I'm at, but some people never even seen one. Oh. Oh man, I forgot. I forgot all about that. Oh, okay. So read this comment right here. It's amazing, right? What's good for one is not good for the other. What's right for one is not right for you. I don't get it. I don't even want to get into that conversation. I don't really care about this either. I'll go live in my cabin by myself. We'll do live streams like this from the cabin. I don't need no zombies in my life. Teach their own, right? Yeah, the Amish are very smart. The Amish are getting smarter. Yeah, Tammy, I think someone did say that. I don't know. Again, I don't have kids. So I don't know how that shit works. But so like you can refuse, right? At the wherever you gave birth, you can refuse. What about people that give birth at home? Does the home what are they? The midwife? Do they have them shots on hand or what? I have to ask my cousin. My cousin had their child at home. This is what I would do if I had a kid. Okay, you can refuse. Here, I have it all figured out, right? If I had a kid anyway, not at all figured out, but that's why the government is going after the Amish. Yeah, it just happened here in Lancaster. You see that about the raw milk? That Amish guy, we talked about that a little bit on the live. He was selling raw milk and they took it all away from him. They don't want us healthy. Come on. Like homeschooled. So, okay, so you have your kid at home and then you just homeschool them if you don't want the shots. I mean, does that shit even exist anymore? What is it for again? Measles? It's pretty sad. There is no farmland where I'm at. Everything's getting built up. Everything's built up, man. Everywhere you go, my town or city, whatever you want to call this, I mean, the traffic is horrendous. It's like living in LA now. Oh, okay, it is. Polio. Yeah, I'm out of the loop. Like I said, not having kids, I don't really pay attention to that shit. There's no reason to, right? The shot has to be sold before they don't give them. They don't give them right when they come out, like the day of birth. I thought, or like maybe before you leave the hospital. Maybe not right exactly when they come out. They're not jabbing them, you know. But isn't it like you're in the hospital for 3 days or whatever? I don't know. A bald ass head. My shots are later. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's a good topic, right? See, we're all over the place. Little politics, little shots, little. It all affects us, right? Though anything that affects us has the ability to affect our mental health, right? I mean, could you imagine? I mean, some of you probably. I mean, Adam has 2 autistic kids. I mean, that's got to be tough, right? I don't know. My whole thing back to like wrap that up about the shot or whatever you want to call it was, um, I didn't trust it, right? Like my thing about when it comes to government and shit, like I don't need the government, right? You know, some people do, some people don't. I don't. What do I need the government for, right? I go to work, do my job. Give me the money I deserve for doing what I'm worth, or whatever you want to pay me, right? And leave me alone, right? I don't need you. You know what I mean? What do I need the government for? Me personally, like I don't need the government. I just don't get why people that don't need them. Why do you got to take from me? I don't understand. Right? And I understand why some people like the government because they rely on them. Right? I don't rely on the government. I can't remember one time I was like, man, I wish the government would help me right now. You know what I mean? Has anyone ever had that? I mean, obviously, if you have like Social Security or you're on disability, that's the government. But for me right now, I'm in my years of life, I never needed to call the government. Right? I never needed like, damn, wish the government would help me. Right? I'm helping them and getting nothing in return except more taxes and more shit taken out of my check. Right? That's how I look at it. I'm not big on government. Less control is better, I believe. But to each their own, right? Not really. We pay into both of these what programs? Environmental factors. Tammy, explain that a little bit. Good day to you. Like I pay school taxes. Why? I don't go to school. I don't have no kids in school. Why do I pay school taxes? And if I'm paying school taxes with no kids in school, right? Why aren't the people that are renting paying school taxes that have kids in school? So if you rent, you don't got to pay taxes. But since I own a home, I have to pay taxes and have no kids in school. See what I'm saying? It's weird. And if I pay taxes for that school, I should be able to go to that school and use the facilities, right? We paid for it, right? Yeah, it's weird to me. I don't understand that. It's like property tax. It's your house. Yeah, I know. Like Lisa, that makes sense to me, right? Your kids are going to school, you pay the taxes, right? Your kids are done school, you don't pay taxes no more. Like it's weird. The government used the money that we pay into SSI and get interest to help fund it. They use the shutdown fear, but literally have dipped into these programs. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, it makes sense, right? That's like banks, right? You put money in the bank. That's why when you go to the bank, say you wanted to get like $5,000 out or whatever, You can't get it, right? Oh, you should have called me a couple days. We need advanced. What do you mean? I put the money in the bank. I want my money, right? I want my money and I want it now. Like the commercial. But no, you know what they do? They take your $5,000 that you put in there and they invest it in something else. So your money's not there, or they loan your $5,000 out. So the dude behind you that's paying his loan off or his monthly payment is the one that is borrowing your $5,000. So now they took your money, loaned it to somebody else, right? And they're making money off your money. That's how the banking system works. That's why if we all went to the bank right now and pulled out all of our money, there'd be World War III. People don't understand that. You're better off putting it in your sock drawer. It annoys me as like you don't have kids. What's that mean? Oh yeah, okay. I get paying the taxes. I got you. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have to pay nothing. Now think of this. Think of this. Say if I took a house, right? Oh, I talked about this a little before, but say I took a house, right, and I divided it. Like your house is big enough, you can make 3 apartments, right? So you can make 3 apartments in your house. I'm the only one paying taxes, right? And there's 3 families living in there. You don't have to be families; you just be 3 people, right? 3 different people living in my house, and I'm the only one paying tax, right? How fair is that? So you have 3 families, 1 house. I own it. I'm the only one paying tax. Then 3 people paying rent, no taxes. That's why sales tax, all that shit should come out of sales tax. Get rid of property tax. Get rid of property tax. Get rid of school taxes, right? Raise the sales tax so everybody pays, right? So when you go buy a bag of chips, you're paying towards school tax. You're paying towards property taxes or whatever else, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we pay so much shit. I learned that at 5 when I put my pennies in the bank. And when, yeah, dude, it's yeah, exactly. You're better off. I mean, anyone has, you get, what do you get in the bank? You get like 0.1% or some shit. Yeah, and then, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they put it into the rent price, but I'm saying everyone should have to pay taxes, even though you rent, right? You should still have to pay that school tax. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, that does kind of make sense. But it's still one person though. You're still paying off that one owner's tax. You know what I mean? So if 5 people are 18 in your house, they all had to pay. Oh, that's how it is for you? Yeah. I mean, I think, wouldn't that make sense though? You just raise like the sales tax. So everyone that goes to buy something and death, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's so crazy to me. What's the percentage on inheritance tax anyway? It's so weird. Like if someone, like if you're on someone's will or whatever, and they leave something for you, you get taxed on it. Like what? The person's deceased. Like how disgusting can you get? And all this shit relates back to mental health. Even though we're off topic here, but think about it. Think how many people stress over paying taxes. Think how many people can't afford to buy a home. Think how many people can't afford rent. What happens when you can't pay bills, right? What happens? It all goes back to mental health, right? It all goes back. It affects the way you operate. It affects the way you see life. It affects the way you go to work. It affects how many jobs you work, what you can buy, what you can eat. It's all one big thing. Yeah, I don't know where the money goes. I don't. Yeah, that's a way that like that whole trust thing. That's like a that dude I follow. He talks about that a little. I'm not too familiar on that, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, it all wraps back into it. So we're not just here bullshitting. You know what I mean? This is all stuff that impacts people, right? This is all part of our lives. This is all what makes us who we are in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? But that's just my theory on things. I mean, obviously you guys have your opinions too when you um comment, but I'm the only one talking. So what else? What else have we got for this morning? Before I gotta go to the dump. It's still raining. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's a shame. What about other countries' complaints? Yeah, what do you? Yeah, it's raining pretty good. Yeah, we're supposed to get like 2 inches today or something. Or go. I think other countries, Keith, from what I'm reading here, is like the same thing. Yeah, I mean, it's pouring in New Jersey. Yeah. Oh, rain. Yeah, it puts me to sleep. It's calming. Um, but yeah, you go days and shit without the sun. Yeah, Keith, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think they're having the same problems from what they're saying. A lot like Brian's from the UK, uh, Liverpool, Pool. Who else is on here? They all pretty much have the same. They pretty much have the same opinions. With everything like the prices of stuff going up. Everything. I think it's kind of like a worldwide thing. I mean, they know a little better than me, but I think from what they're saying, like the rent's high, food's high. I mean, look at childcare. Going back to that, it's something to talk about. Look at childcare. Like there's the guys I work with, like it don't even pay to have two people work. Like if the mother and the father work, you got to pay childcare, right? So you're pretty much not making nothing from the one person. So you might as well just stay home and raise your own kids. I mean, is that what you guys are experiencing to have children on here? I mean, childcare is so expensive. Yeah, they're outrageous, probably, huh? Um, yeah. So it's kind of a shame. And like in today's society, you need two incomes. So how do you have two incomes when? Okay, say you both work, so you have two incomes, right? Well, guess what? The one income's going to pay someone to watch your kids. Yeah, it's often just the women that give up work. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, back in the day, that was okay. Back in the day, you could have just the one dude go to work, or the husband go to work, right? Go to the coal mine or whatever. Go to the factory. He had no other options. But the good thing is, now I just thought of that. As society, right? As a society in 2024, we have so many more ways to make money than our grandparents did or their parents did, right? Look at all the ways you can make money in today's world. There's so many more ways, so many more options. Back in the day, they didn't have that. Our grandparents didn't have the options that we have today on making money, right? So it's a grind, but you can make money a lot easier. I mean, everyone's got to agree with that, right? Everyone's got to agree there's so many more opportunities. I mean, look at us. We're on the internet right now. I mean, you could buy something. I'll give you a little tip. You want a little. You want a little. I'm very entrepreneurish. If that's the right word, but okay. Um, I'll give you a little. I'll give you a way to make money. It's very easy. Exactly. You only had one job. You only had one place to go. Like you either worked you worked in the little foundry downtown, or you worked in a little supermarket. You know what I mean. You guys get it. Yeah, I mean, you could do anything, dude. I mean, just okay. I'll give you a little thing. I heard this from I forget the guy's name, but anyway, you could buy something on Marketplace. We know what Marketplace is, right? Marketplace is a thing on Facebook where you can buy, sell, trade, whatever. So you buy it from Marketplace, right? And then you sell it on eBay, right? You buy it from eBay, you sell it on Marketplace. Okay. Yeah, it might take you a couple things to sell and buy or whatever, but there's a quick, easy way to make money, right? You just resell it to a different platform, right? You get a bargain on it, make a couple bucks, whatever. You do that multiple times a day. That's just one way to do it. And you got Uber, right? You got Uber, you got so many ways. You can drop ship, right? You get so many things you can do. You can drop ship stuff. There you go, Keith. What's the link? Send me the link, bro. I'll support you. Yeah, that's true too, Brian. You got to watch that. We were just talking about that at work too. Obviously, we talk about a lot of things at work because that's exactly what we were talking about yesterday. Because a kid there, he's 25, the one dude I was talking about, he wants like a side hustle. And I told him, I was like, dude, I said, you're better off just starting your own little gig, dude. I'd recommend that to anybody. I'll support the cause, bro, for real. I won't even look at it. I'll just throw it away, but at least you'll get the money for it. Good morning, bro. Drop shit. Hey, drop shit and take a picture of it. Sure. Yeah, drop shipping. The internet is just bizarre, dude. And you wonder why kids nowadays, right? You wonder why kids nowadays don't want to do the jobs we're doing for the price we're making. Just let that sink in for a minute. People are like, oh, why do these young kids don't want to do this? Why would a young kid want to do my job for what he's going to make when he can sit at home and make money doing what he wants to do on the internet? It's not that hard to understand. You know what I mean? It's not, we made the society this way, right? We made the internet this way, and that's the future of kids. You know, my nephew, for instance, he was a gamer, dude. He built me a computer. The kid built me a computer, right? Now he can build computer. I mean, the dude's 17 and built me a computer. That's pretty crazy. From scratch. You know what I mean? To me, like, why would he want to go do what I'm doing? Playing traffic, you know what I mean? Working traffic every day when he could stay home and build computers for people. I mean, it's a no-brainer. There you go, Venmo, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But see, that's the only thing. The only way to avoid taxes, now you didn't hear this from me, is cash, right? Obviously, we all know that, but now that you use Venmo, there's a paper trail. Yeah, and it's hard for older generations to understand how this shit works, man. Exactly. Playing video games that pays money, right? There's kids that make millions of dollars. Yeah, it's crazy. That's society, dude. That's the society we live in. And like, you know, we talk about things like that are going to be gone, like fur taking. Off the top of my head, like fur taking, that's never going to happen again. There's not going to be kids growing up. There might be some, right? Depending on how you're raised, but there ain't gonna be kids got trapping foxes and making fur out, doing shit with the fur. That's why you think the hunting is declining, right? There's not too many kids into hunting anymore. There is. It all depends on how you're raised and everything. I'm not gonna. We could argue this to we're blue in the face, but all that old shit, like a lot of that shit is just not gonna be around. You know what I mean? It's just not. They're not. Kids are not into it. And can you blame them? Can you really blame them? I mean, yeah. I mean, and then you're taking like just for America, for instance, you're taking big corporations and jobs away from us, and you're sending them overseas. So then that's why the inner cities are going to shit because you have nowhere to work. Well, if I have nowhere to work, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn to make money the best way I know how, which is on the streets or whatever you got to do. Okay, yeah. There's a little tip, Tammy. Thank you. Well, this live stream will probably be shut down after talking about that, but it is what it is. Yeah, I was going to say that, Davis. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Welding and so yeah, exactly. Blacksmithing. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, antisocial. I agree with you there too, Keith. Like Keith, you're my friend. I guess we would say, right? I don't even know you in person, but I guess you'd be my internet friend for lack of better terms here. But I know you from this, right? So that's not true friendship. To add to your point, right? You're my internet friend. And now I did see where kids meet up with each other, which is cool as hell. You know what I mean? They've been friends on internet since they grew up. I guess they kind of like grew up together. Now they're like 12, 13, and they do, make plans to meet each other, which is cool. It's amazing. I can't knock anyone's friendship, but I mean, I never even seen you in person, right? So how do I even know? You know what I mean? How do we even know that's what Keith looks like? You know what I mean? How do we even know how do you know? Well, obviously you know what I look like because I'm right here, but Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a friendship for sure. It's a friendship for sure, but it's a different type, right? I mean, we didn't grow up with friends on the internet, you know. Oh, my son went to Hawaii to meet with the group. He played. Yeah, that's cool, man. That shit's cool, Corey. Oh, it's definitely a connection, right? But who do you know you're really connecting with that? Like we talked yesterday about like catfished. Like I can be anybody I want on the internet. Obviously, if you can see them, right? Obviously, if you can see them, like you can tell this is me, right? This is I'm real. You know what I mean? But if you never see my face, how do you go to know? You don't know. I could be anybody I want to be on the internet. We all know that. Exactly. Right here is a perfect good point. Damn bullying. I could be a 42-year-old man playing a video game with a 10-year-old and 12-year-olds, right? And just treating them like total shit. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to communicate with people all over the world if it wasn't for the internet. So it has its pros and cons, like anything in life, right? Exactly, right. Exactly. Well, this is my true self now. It's not. If you met me in person, I'd be the same person I am on here as I am in life. You know. Yeah, I don't understand any of that. Yeah, we didn't have shit. You ever see them videos where they ask kids like, oh, shit we had back in the day? Like, what the hell? Like they ask them like, what's a VHS tape? Like they have no clue, right? Or what's a landline? Or show them a picture of like a telephone. They would know. They don't know what it is. Yeah, that's a shame there, Keith. That's a shame. I mean, I get like being anxiety and shit, but if you never even talk to anyone, I'm not on the internet, right? So if this is all I did every day in and day out, I wouldn't know how to interact with no one either. Yeah, rotary phone. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to interact with people in person. I'm talking through a fucking. I'm talking in a microphone and through a camera. Now this is the only social skills I had. It'd be pretty sad, right? Yeah. Could you imagine showing a kid like a Oh yeah, so funny how they dial or answer. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's cool. It's funny. It's because it's like, man, dude. What else did they ask him? Like they asked him the questions like if I asked you what was I can't think off the top of my head, and they would have to guess. Like they just use a phrase, and you have to guess what it meant. And they had no clue. Oh yeah, dial up. Yeah, it's where set takes Walkman pager fax. Yeah, what? Yeah, pagers. Remember when pagers came out? It's pretty wild, man. Hmm. What time is it? Well, folks, call waiting. Yeah, I gotta end this soon. Yeah, like minutes and shit. Remember you pay someone, you have to wait for them to call you back. Like what the hell? We talked about it yesterday. Like phone numbers. Like remember he had to memorize phone numbers. I don't know anyone's phone number. Well, my wife. That's probably it. Yeah, cassette tapes. You had to like put the paper in. We were talking about that. But folks, oh man, yeah, because you just hit the button. You just hit babes, right, or bay. You just hit bay, and then you call them. It's funny, man. It's a different world we live in, right? But we got to give credit's due. Without social media, without this platform. This is StreamYard, but it's streaming social media. But without that, I won't be able to talk to you guys, and we want to have a better understanding about mental health and the issues in life in general, right? The issues around the world. We're all suffer with something, right? It's not easy for anybody. So yeah, right. And it hasn't been that long, exactly. But yeah, Davis, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. Um, I gotta go do some work. So I'm running around. It's a miserable day, but appreciate you guys joining me. If you don't mind liking and sharing it, reach more people. get more people involved. It's great that you guys can come here and yeah, it's amazing that you guys come here and do this with me. It's cool. Hopefully, we're changing lives and get a better understanding of each other. How it works around the world for everybody. We all struggle with mental health. We all struggle with physical health, and it's just a great thing to talk about. The more people we reach, the better off everyone's going to be. So I appreciate your interaction and being here. Yeah, enjoy the done. Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast. It smells like shit. I love it, but it's part of the job, right? It's one thing that'll never go away, and that's why I started the business. If you think about this, right? Two things that we cannot avoid. One is death, and the other one's trash. You do it every week, right? Everyone does it every week. You take the trash out. Always going to be trash. No matter what we do, there will always be trash. So if you're looking for a business to start a trash hauling business. Or you can start a business that goes and cleans the dumpsters, right? Taxes too, Keith. Yeah. Everyone has a trash can at their house they put out front. Buy a pressure washer, hook up to the person's hose at their house, clean their trash bins out. Charge 15, 20, 30, 40 bucks a bin. It's a little job, little business you can start. Trash can cleaning, right? It'll work. But anyway, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. Maybe I'll be live later. I don't know what my plans are for the night. Definitely tomorrow morning. And stay blessed and take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And never forget to love yourself, right? Self-love is very important. Go do that thing you've been putting off. Go try to do it today. Have a great one.